this early morning session. Today is a session where we're going to discuss our MCQs that is related to your module B. And I'm just requesting you to please use a pen and paper. If you're finding anything is important, just pen down that, right? So before to start the session, I would like to say if you're new on the Officer Adda 247, just subscribe the channel, and just download the Adda 247 application so that you can get everything at a one place. Let's start today class. And one important announcement I also would like to say here, you are going to get Maha offer on the Maha pack. If I'm talking about the JIB ka Maha pack, CIB ka Maha pack, you are going to get like 6 plus 6 months validity, right? That means if you are just enrolling in the JIB ka Maha pack till, if I say till yesterday, so you are going to get only 6 months validity. But now from today onwards, if you are enrolling in the batch, so you are going to get the 6 plus 6 months validity, and this is awesome. This is awesome. And the very important thing I also would like to say, this offer is only valid till 12 p.m. today. That means you have to use the code Y422, and with this you are going to get the 77% off. And if you're enrolling through the your application, then you are going to get the 1 plus a 1% extra off. Okay, that means 78% off, I would like to say here. Another thing that you are going to get a multiplied by 2, that is validity. If I'm talking about the JIB SEBI ka Mahapack, you are going to get 12 plus 12 month validity, and that is awesome. And I think we should you should just enroll in the batches here, because you are going to get Maha offer on the Mahapacks. Now there is a one important update also from our side, that our target batch is started. And there is only 3 classes, there is only 3 to 4 classes that done by our side. So still you have a chance that you should just enroll in the batches, and just take a benefit from these classes, because we are just delivering the quality content there, right? So in this, by enrolling in this batch, you are going to get the 84 mock tests, 82 ebooks, as well as a 130 hours live classes. And whatever app we are just delivering here, that will be the based on the fully exam oriented classes. So just enroll in there. So let's start today's class with the first question. So just try to understand what is the question. After that, I will explain you this. So the question is, Mr. X wants to buy a building for his business today. So which of the following is the relevant data for his decision, right? And there are multiple options are given. And from this question, we are going to understand a very important concept that we are going to understand. Just quickly tell me what would be the answer of this, and after that, I will explain you this. That if the Mr. X wants to buy a building for his business today, that means suppose that this is a Mr. X, and this is actually, we can understand this, actually he is a businessman, and he wants to purchase any building. Okay, so he wants to purchase any kind of the building today. So which of the following is the relevant data for his decision? Okay, so that we have to just find out here. And the multiple options are given, like similar business acquired the required building in the 2021 for the 10 lakh rupees. That means a similar business, like he's a businessman for any kind of the product, and the same business of any person having also just acquired the required building in the 2021 for this rupees. So this is the first option. Second option, that building cost details of the 2021. Third option, that is building cost details of this option is the same. Let's change this, that's changed to the 2020 here. So building cost details of the 2020, and the similar building cost in August 2021, that is 25 lakh rupees. So that is given. So from what option, like we can just understand that this option would be the correct answer, that is the A. There is a one concept that you have to understand, that is a historical cost. Okay, so whenever we are talking about the historical cost, and the most important thing, the comparison, whenever we talk about the comparison, the very important thing we have to understand, we always compare with the same parameter. Okay, so if I'm talking about like the same business acquired this land in 2021 for this lakh rupees. Okay, so this would really helpful, or say this would be the relevant data for his decision. Okay, so Mr. X wants to buy a business or building for his business today. So the correct option for this question, that is option number A. That is similar business acquired the required building in 2021 for 10 lakh rupees, and that would be the correct option here. Okay, I'm hoping that everyone just understanding this, because there is a concept of the historical cost, and this would be helpful for this decision. Okay, so here we can say that we actually understand what we understand the example of the historical cost, right? So now the second question, that is, which of the following statement is the correct? Just tell me what would be the answer of this question. This is a very good question here, and this is a very nice question, and I actually explained you in the previous session. Just tell me what we understand by the bookkeeping and what we understand by the accounting. Just tell me. Look, whenever we talk about like bookkeeping and the accounting, bookkeeping versus accounting, if we talk about, so just understand the one important thing, that bookkeeping is actually, bookkeeping is actually understandable as a base of the accounting. If I say that is the bookkeeping versus accounting, so bookkeeping is actually the base, or say actually the foundation of the accounting. And when we say that where the bookkeeping ends, actually accounting started. Where the bookkeeping ends, accounting would start it. Okay, so we have to understand bookkeeping is a part of the accounting, and that is a correct option for this question. So whenever the multiple options are given, like bookkeeping is a part of the accounting, or bookkeeping accounting is a part of the bookkeeping, so we have to understand that bookkeeping is actually, bookkeeping is actually understandable as a your what bookkeeping is actually understandable as a foundation of your accounting, right? So I'm hoping that everyone just understanding this. And the very important thing I would like to tell you here, that bookkeeping, like bookkeeping, if I tell bookkeeping is actually the foundation of the accounting, and whatever the information that is given by the bookkeeping, that actually uses by the accounting to prepare the financial report and statements. Okay, so if I say what is the difference between the bookkeeping and the accounting, so bookkeeping is actually the foundation of the accounting, and whatever the information that is provided by the bookkeeping is actually, it actually helpful for the accounting to prepare the financial report and the statement. So the correct answer here, that is a bookkeeping is a part of the accounting. I'm hoping that everyone just understanding this. Now just understand another question, and that is a very important question, and this question is from the bank reconciliation statement, and you should strong with your basics. Like if I say as per the cash book balance is given and the overdraft balance is given, right? So if whenever like cash book balance is given, that means we have to write here passbook, and whenever the passbook balance is given, so we have to write here cash book. Okay. So if I'm talking about the cash book balance is given, so just write here passbook, and after that just make the table like this, cash book and the passbook, and just circle here and just circle here for just understanding the comparison. Okay, so if I just ask you that what would be the overdraft balance is given, that is a 210 rupees, that means this would just come under the passbook balance and with the 210 rupees. Now bank recovers commission of the 30 rupees. If the bank is recovering the commission of the 30 rupees, that means why mismatch is happening. So we have to just reconcile. That means the customer is also not aware for this transaction, so that in the cash book of the customer it is not representing. That means it would reflecting as a zero for this condition. So now if I just ask you that passbook balance is a greater than or lesser than the cash book, then your answer will be that is passbook balance is a lesser than for the cash book for this condition. And if it is lesser than the cash book, that means we have to just write the figure with a negative figure, and this answer, that would be the 240 rupees. So what will be the balance as per the bank statement? So your answer, that would be the 240 rupees. That is. And the very important thing I also want to tell you, that bank statement is also understandable as a passbook. Okay, so either say passbook or say bank statement, right? So that is, I think, more understandable for everyone here. So that how to solve the bank reconciliation statement questions, the very important thing, that the cash book balance is given, just write the passbook balance, and after that make the table and just make the comparison. Okay, now, understand the very important question, the amount drawn by the business for his personal use. And this question actually given the examination by the different ways. Okay, if I ask you that the amount drawn by the businessman for his personal use, due to business entity concept, Here I am just explaining you a very important concept, that is a business entity concept. So if I say due to business entity concept, like business and business owner, okay, company and the company owner, firm and its proprietor, both are the different entity in respect of the business entity concept. Suppose that he is the owner, okay, his name is X and his company name is XYZ Limited. That means both are the different entity, right? So suppose that any kind of the amount or any kind of the goods that is drawn by the businessman for his personal use, then which account should be involved there? So you have to understand there would be the account involved, that is drawing account. Okay, so here the further question, that would be the amount drawn by the businessman for his personal use. What say that is understandable as a drawing account. Okay, so always you have to understand whenever you may also getting the questions like where you have to make the debit and credit entry. So suppose that the question is the amount drawn by the, or say the if I say the say goods of amount, okay, goods of amount rupees, suppose that 5,000 rupees that is drawn by the businessman from his firm. Okay, so which account should be debited and which account should be credited? So you have to understand there would be the drawing account should be the debited, with respect to the purchase account should be the credited. Okay, so that is a very important thing. So whenever we are talking about any proprietor, any kind of the businessman, any kind of the owner, and he is withdrawing the money for his personal use, then we have to understand that drawing account would be involved there. Okay, so that would be your answer, right? Now the next question is, an entry of the 450 rupees was debited to Mr. X 540, considered as which type of the error? You know, there is a very important error we actually discussed, that is a error of commission. Okay, so whenever we talk about the error of the commission, it is actually understandable as a where we just talk about the error in the wrong amount, like you posted. If I talk about the, it is the error of the wrong amount, wrong total. Okay, you can also understand the wrong amount, wrong totaling, or say posting to the wrong person's account. Okay, so that is the error called the error of the commission, and lot of the people just confuse between the error of the commission and the error of the principal. So I want to tell you there, I want to tell you here that error of the principal and error of the commission, that is, you know, whenever we are just finding like error of the principal, so whenever you just record the transaction, like you are recording the transaction revenue, you are recording the transaction of the revenue as an expense. Okay, suppose that there is a revenue, okay, but you actually record as the expense, and suppose that you are recording the expense and by mistake you are recording as in revenue. Okay, so there is an error which is known as the error of the principal, because you are violating the fundamental principles of the accounting. That's why there is a error of the principal. But error of the commission, whenever we talking about the posting to the wrong person's account, right? So error of the commission, like you have to just debit the Mr. A account, but by mistake you debit the B account. So there is actually the error of the commission would be involved. Okay, now if we are talking about the wrong amount, suppose that you have to post the 50 rupees, but by mistake you posted the 500 rupees. So that means there would be involvement of the error of the commission. So the correct answer here, that is error of the commission. That would be your correct answer here. Okay, so I'm hoping that everyone just understanding this. So before to before to move on the question number 6, I would like to say just hit the like button on this video and share this video to your friends and colleagues, so that max number of the bankers can join with us in this session as well. Okay, so let's understand the another question. You know, there are multiple type of the questions can be asked in the examination, and some kinds of the easy questions the examiner actually asks, but in a very different way, and we often confuse in that, like what should be the answer there. So you have to understand that if you are strong with your basic, then nothing can, nothing can just disturb you in the examination. So if I say the liabilities are given, asset amount is given, so the difference amount shall represent. So whatever the difference amount you are going to get, what it would represent, that we have to tell. So if we're talking about the liabilities are given and assets are given, so we have to understand that the balance sheet equation, that also understandable as a accounting equation. Okay, So if I say a very important thing that here, just try to understand. Just let me change the ink pen here. Okay. So if I say that there is a very important term that we have to understand, that is an accounting equation, and that also understandable as a balance sheet equation. Okay. So whenever we talk about the balance sheet equation or accounting equation, we have to understand that the accounting equation or balance sheet equation, that is assets will equal to the capital, or you can also say that the shareholders fund capital or shareholders fund plus that is the liabilities. Okay. So the question is liabilities and assets are given, so the difference amount shall represent. So the correct answer, that would be the D. Very nice attempt by everyone here, that everyone just everyone just giving the right answer. So I'm just feeling very good here. Okay, so the correct answer, that would be the capital. The difference amount shall represent the capital here. Okay, I'm hoping that everyone just understanding this. Next question, the liabilities are given, the shareholders funds given, so total assets we have to tell. Just quickly tell me what would be the answer of this. Either it is a 4,000 or it would be the 10,000. Just send me here. And based on that equation, you are going to get multiple questions in the module C. When we are just going to understand the module C, and in the module C we are going to understand the ratio analysis, and in the ratio analysis the accounting equation is a very much important. Okay, so for understanding the accounting equation, ratio analysis, in the ratio analysis chapter, you are going to get the multiple questions that is related to accounting equation or say balance sheet equation. So if I'm talking about the liabilities are given, the shareholders fund given, and shareholders fund, nothing is understandable as a shareholder fund is nothing but a capital of the business. Okay, so capital is actually given the 7,000 rupees, and liabilities are given the 3,000 rupees. So the very correct answer given by everyone here. So your answer, the total asset, because we know the assets equal to the liabilities plus capital. So whenever we talk about the assets are equal to the liabilities plus capital, so liabilities are actually given here, that is 3,000, and the capital is given the here, that is 7,000. That will be equal to the 10,000 rupees. The correct answer, that would be the B, 10,000 rupees, and very that and very right answer that is given by everyone here. Okay, next question. If you just understanding this session, you are finding that whatever we are just discussing, we usually focusing on the basic concepts, right? So the very important thing, if you're able to understand the basic concepts, that the hard questions, the moderate type of questions, you can easily solve. Next question, an increase in the one asset is accompanied by, just tell me what would be the answer of this. So an increase in one asset is accompanied by like decrease in another assets, increase in the liability, increase in the capital, or all of these. Whenever we are talking about like an increase in one asset, okay. So suppose that for example, if I say an increase in the one asset, if we are talking about like cash, okay. So we are talking about like you are purchasing any asset for the cash. So cash is also we understand as an asset, right? And okay, one more important thing I would like to say, that if you are having any purchases, okay, so purchases that may be one purchase that in the cash and another purchase that may be on the credit, right? So whenever we talk about the any kind of the cash purchase, okay, so cash is also understandable as your asset. And if you just if you're purchasing, if you're going to purchase any kind of the asset with the cash, okay, so that means here, one, suppose that you are purchasing the machine. For example, you are purchasing the machine, okay, and you are purchasing the machine, that means machine is just coming into your business. A machine is known as an asset for your business as well as, and the cash is actually just going out from your business. Okay, like a machine is just coming into your business and cash is just going out from your business. That means one asset is just increasing while another asset is actually the decreasing. Okay, so an increase in one asset, so the correct answer, that is a decrease in the another asset. The second thing, suppose that you are making a purchase on the credit. Okay, so whenever you are making a purchase on the credit, that means now again suppose that you are purchasing the machine. Okay, so you are purchasing the machine for the credit, that means it would increase the liability for the business, right? So it would increase the liability in the business, so that is also correct. Increase in the capital, obviously assets is increasing, your liabilities are increasing, that means capital would also be increased. So the correct answer of this question, that is all of these, that would be the correct answer. I'm hoping that everyone just understand, because purchase and sale both are of the different kinds, like both may be done like in the cash as well as the credit. So if I'm talking about the cash, if we are using the cash, that means one asset is actually the decreasing and another asset is actually the increasing. So this is how we solve the questions in the examination. I'm hoping that everyone just understanding this concept here. Now the next question is that the sales return book always have a balance. Anybody can tell me what would be the answer of this question? Actually, I just want 100% participation on this question, because in this question again the basic concepts used. Just tell me what would be the answer of this. Before to understand that, I would like to just ask you that if the question is the sales has, like sales has a debit balance or credit balance. Now tell me what would be the answer of this. Sales having a debit balance or the credit balance? Whenever we talk about the sales, the understand with the basic, whenever we talk about the sales, that actually represents the income, or say that actually represents the revenue for the company, right? So whenever we're talking about the like sales that actually representing the income or revenue for the company, so it actually represent, or say it actually comes under the category of the nominal account category. And for the nominal account category, the golden rule of the accounting says debit the expenses and credit the income. That means whenever we are talking about the sales, that means we are going to the credit the account, right? Okay, and when we talk about the sales return, that means whatever you just sold to another person, and this person actually just return the purchased items. Okay, suppose that you are the seller and he is the buyer, right? And you actually sold some item, but some item that is that is returned by the this buyer, so that is known as a sales return. So it is actually, when we talk about the sales is a credit, while sales return, that would be the debit. Okay, so the correct answer that would be here, that is C. I think it is understandable from this concept. If you're talking about here, that is sales book, like if you're talking about the sales, that means sales account would always be credit. Okay, that means sales account would be credited. But if we're talking about the sales return, that means that account should be the debited. Okay, so that's why this is the correct answer for this question. Next question. The balance of the sales book is 25,000 and 5,000 were recovered from debtors. The balance of the day book will be transferred by which account? So the question is, whatever the sale is done by your business, that is of the 25,000 rupees actually, but 5,000 is recovered from the debtor. That means you actually recovered the 5,000 rupees from the debtor. Debtor, who is known as a debtor? That those persons who actually taken the goods from you, or say those person who actually taken the loan of, or actually taken the loan from you, or you can also understand they actually taken the goods on the credit from you. Okay, so we can say that the sales is actually the 25,000 rupees. Sales is actually generating the income. Okay, so whenever we talk about the balance of the sales book, right? So sales is actually representing, that is 25,000 rupees, and 5,000 were recovered from the debtors. That is showing the gain. Okay, what it is showing, that is actually showing the gain. So the balance of the day book will be transferred by which amount? Look, both are the different thing. If you're talking about the 25,000 rupees, that is actually the sales book of the day, that actually representing the sales. Okay, and if you're talking about the 5,000 that is recovered from the debtors, that are the different things, because that is actually just representing that you are, that is the some kind of the gain here. Okay, so the balances of the day book will be transferred by which amount? So the correct answer, that would be 25,000 rupees. So that's all for this session, and tell me how many marks you all got out of the 10 here. And if you just got, if you got just 8 to 9 out of the 10, that means you have performed well here, okay, and you are understanding the basic concepts of the module B, right? So now I'm just going to show you like how you can enroll for the Mahapack and the target batch also. So how you can just enroll for the Mahapack, because this is only valid till the 12 p.m. today. So this is a very important thing I would like to tell you here. So you have to first visit the adda247.com, and after that, the very first thing that you have to visit the JIB CIB section, where you can find here that is written the JIB CIB Mahapack and the JIB as well here. So just go to the JIB CIB Mahapack, and here you can just get the JIB CIB ka Mahapack, JIB ka Mahapack, as well as the CIB ka Mahapack, right? And you are getting the double validity. Okay, that means till yesterday if you're getting the 6 months validity, so now for today, like from today, if you're enrolling in this, you are going to get the 6 plus 6 month validity. That means double validity. And this offer just this offer really comes in our store. Okay, so if I'm talking about, like, suppose that you have to enroll for the JIB CIB ka Maha pack, that means this pack you are going to get for the 24 months. All right, that means 24 months, that is for the 2 years, right? So from our batches, you are clearly able to clear this examination in a very first attempt. Okay, so if I'm talking about the JIB CIB ka Maha pack, this will be really helpful for your preparation. There are multiple things you are going to get. If I say that this is a very good thing, I say here, just a minute. Okay, if I say that there is a very different type of the things you're going to get in this JIB CIB ka Maha pack, like I'm so excited to show you here. Just a minute. Okay, like you are going to get the 240 mock test. Just see here, 240 mock test and the 192 video lectures here. Okay, and as well as if I say that 231 ebooks you are going to get, 1000 1111 1100 hours live classes, and where you can directly interact with us. So this is actually the JIB CIB ka Maha pack, and now I'm just showing you how you can enroll in the batches, right? So if I say that this batch is given here, and you just go to the buy now section, and in the buy now section, there is a very important thing I would like to show here, that you have to use the code that is Y422. And with this code, because this is a JIB CIB ka Mahapack, that means you are going to get the JIB videos as well as the CIB videos, like all the videos that is just going to run in our store. Okay, so if I say that, look how much price is reduced, that means it is, if I'm just watching here, that is 10,453 rupees for that, and you are getting all the content of the stores, like mock test, ebooks, JIB videos, live lectures, recorded lectures, ebooks, all things you are going to get for this, like for this amount. Okay, and this is this is a very what I say, this is so cool offer. I'm just watching here, and I'm also very first time watching this kind of the offer here. So I just want that please enroll in the batches, because it is only valid till 12 p.m. today, till 12 p.m. today. That's why I'm just forcing you to just enroll in the batches here. Okay, and now if I just ask you, if I say that, just if I just go to the, like the multiple batches that is also running, like if I just explain you for the target batch. Okay, so this target batch is for the English medium batches, this is the individual batches. So you can also enroll in the individual batches, as well as if I say that this target batch, where you are just going to get the 83 mock test, as well as the your just a minute, 83 mock tests, 67 e-books, 130 hours live classes, and all you are going to get in this. Okay, so I just want to tell you, the only thing that you have to understand, that you just have to use the code Y422, and with this code you are going to get the big discount. Just apply the code that is Y422. I think it is visible for everyone here, and you are just going to get this batch so minimal price, right? So now you can just understand that how important these all offers are, right? So now I just want to tell you that that's all for this session. Thanks for joining me in this session, and now we will meet on the tomorrow at the same time, right? So thanks for watching me here, thanks for joining me here, and Now we'll meet on the tomorrow with some more questions here.